Hello everyone and welcome to this second episode of the Redstone tutorial. Let's start. So in this episode we are going to see the quasi-connectivity, the piston and the sticky piston, the dropper and the dispenser, the observers, and so let's start. So first start this video we are going to see the piston and the sticky piston, how to work and how to use these two blocks. So the pistons and the sticky piston can push 12 blocks, but the piston cannot pull any block back, and the sticky piston can push 12 blocks, but he can only pull one block back. So this is the demonstrations. I go to sand the powder from the redstone block on these two pistons, and you can see all the two pistons move these three blocks, but only the sticky piston retract one of these three blocks, as you can see. But the pistons cannot push entities. The chest is entities, but we have other entities, and the piston can't move these entities, work only for the bedrock edition. And the same is for the sticky piston. So here I have placed some block the piston can't move, for example the chest or the dropped chest, the lectern, the jukebox, the hopper, the campfire, the brewing stand, the crying obsidian and obsidian, the ender chest, the enchanting table, the beacon block, the reinforced deep slate from the 1.80, and this this 5 block. If you try to move this 5 block, you go to break this 5 block. For example, if I try to move the ladder on the piston, I go to drop the ladder. And the same with the sticky piston. So you can't move the ladder or the vine or the glow lichen or the sing or the banner. Other block you can't move. Other blocks you can't move with the piston are the bedrock, the common block, the end gateway, the end portal, the nether portal, the anvils, the end portal frame, the conduit, the mob spawner, and the light sensor, and one other piston activated. And this is the list of all the block you can push, but when you go to push you break. So like the shulker, small example. If I try to push the shulker, I go to break the block. And the same for the redstone torch, the repeater, redstone dust, button, the glow lichen and the vines, the pumpkin, the melon, the tree, all type of tree, the lily pad, kelp and seagrass, the grass, the bamboo, the sugar cane, all the vegetables like potato, wheat or carrot and beetroot, the drip leaf, the big drip leaf and the small drip leaf, the azalea, the flowers, the leaves, the moss and moss carpet, the roots, the spectacles, the dragon egg, the snow layer, the cobweb, the scaffolding, the bell, all type of skull, all type of torch and lantern, the flower pot, the turtle axe, the bed, the iron door, all type of coral like the coral leaf and the coral dead, the rails and the carpet. So these are all the block you can't push with the piston, and this block I have placed is particular for some reason. Example, this block, the glazed terracotta, you can push this block, but if you try to use a sticky piston, you push the block but you can't move the block back with the sticky piston, and the same is for the slime or the honey block. And the slime, you can use a piston for take the slime and take all the block around the slime, as you can see. The same is for the honey block, but we go to see this all this block in a specific video in the future. So now we can move into the dropper and dispenser. How to work? So when you go to send on these two blocks a redstone input, the dropper and dispenser go to drop a random item inside. We can say I place all this wool, and in this case he drop a white wool in the, but it's the first in this case. The second is a gray wool, light gray wool, but it's the last. Have not there is not an order, and then item he throwed in randomly. So when I go to send power on this dispenser, he go to drop a random wool, and the same is for the dropper. So here there is all the demonstration for the dispenser and the dropper. I have only two demonstration. The dropper he can drop the item, and the dispenser he can you can use the item like the snowball, as you can see. And this is the very most simple difference from the dispenser and the dropper. And the dropper, if the dropper look into one inventory, go to drop the item inside the inventory, but the dispenser not. The dispenser go to drop the item outside. The dispenser can be used for a rocket. The dispenser can be used flint and steel for turn on, for example, a portal, but only the block in front the dispenser or on top the dispenser. If you go to place one block, no, for example, block blanks, you can't use the flint and steel. Another example is the splash water bottle. You can use for take a special effect from this. And this is the list of all the items the dispenser can use. The trident in Joy Edition don't work. You can use a caved pumpkin for spawn a snow golem or for spawn an iron golem. You can use in creative the dispenser for spawn the mob, but now I'm peaceful. Or you can use for spawn an armor stand or for equipping an armor on the armor stand. I can use the dispenser for placing my second hand on shield, or I can use a glass bottle for take honey from the beehive, or you can use the shears for take the honeycomb from the beehive. You can use shears for take the wool from a sheep. You can use a bucket for take a water or place the water. The same is for the lava. You can use a minecart. You can use a dispenser for place a minecart on top the rail. You can use a dispenser for place a boat on top the water. You can use a dispenser for place a shulker box, or you can use a dispenser for activate the TNT. So next is the observer, and the observer works in this method. When you go to send two game ticks on the observer, and behind the observer there is, for example, in this case a sticky piston, the block are not retracted, but he moved the block like a normal piston, and when you send another two game tick, the piston retracted the block. When you send, in this case, 4 game tick, he moved the block and retracted the block. This is very simple. The observer can see the change of the note block. He can see the piston movement or the block in front them change the status, like the redstone lamp when turn on or turn off, or when you move a block in front of the observer, when you open a door or close a door, when you use a bone meal on your plants, or when you go to use a composter. You can see. But when you go to use a door, if you go to click on the bottom of the door, no, I have breaking the door, sorry. From the bottom of the door, in this case, the this observer and this block has been powered. When you go to open on this part of the door, you can see work this observer. So now it's time to look for the quasi-connectivity. So all these 4 blocks are the only 4 blocks you can use for the quasi-connectivity. For example, this piston don't have a straight block on top, but the redstone work. You can see there is not a block here and there is not a conductor block, but for some reason the piston work. In really, the quasi-connectivity is born for an error from the Mojang, but now is a feature of the game. So you can see it's work. The same is for the observer. You can see here there isn't any block. If I go to send the input at this observer, you can see the piston work, and the same from this direction and in all other direction. Is the same for the redstone dust, but when the redstone dust is in this status, don't work. When is a cross, work. When is a dot, don't work. And the same work for the diagonal input of the redstone, but you need, for example, or a fire charge or a flint steel or all other block you can place around for show to the piston. Hey, why you don't power? There is a redstone here and the redstone power you, so you need to be extend. The same is this. Here we have true observer, and this true observer look one in front other. Here we have true observer and one look the other observer, and in this case you can see there is an infinity input, infinity redstone signal, but the piston don't extend. If I go to turn on this lever, the piston extend. The same if I go to turn off the redstone signal. The node block you can use for expand the redstone signal. You can use another piston. You can use a powered rail, but in horizontal, not in vertical. But you can use the redstone. And all these blocks are not a solid block, but you can use for expand the redstone signal under this block. But you can see don't work for this line of piston, only for the first line. Here there is another used for the redstone dust, and you can see the redstone signal only go up on the glass, don't go down. It's impossible to expand the signal down with the glass. The same for the slab, and the same for the sea lantern and the glowstone block. You can use this for create this particular shape, and this is very useful for transport a redstone signal up, but you can't use this for transport the signal down. And so this is all for this second tutorial of the redstone. So thank you for watching and see you next video. Bye bye!